Ready
All
for
right, man.
y'all.
Welcome back to the iBall podcast, man. I'm your man J-Meeks. Got my guy P-Bo with me. Say what's up.
What's good, bro?
My boy CD.
What up, world?
Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all watching, man. Appreciate all the new subscribers, man. Make sure you hit the bell and hit the subscribe button if you're new, man. And we're gonna run through the playoff games tonight, man. We fresh off the playoff games for the night, and we'll touch on the games that we didn't talk about yesterday. And then so we'll start it off with CED. We're gonna do the Jazz versus the Nuggets that happened. So they played tonight and the other day. So what's your take on the games?
Donovan Mitchell, man. I mean, he's been a consistent scoring force. 57 points first game, third most points in playoff history. Huge for the kid. They did lose, but I mean, he did everything that he can do. Joe Ingles, that first game, he had 19.6 assists, and earlier today, he had 18 points. So I mean, he's chipping in as far as I chose Joe Ingles as one of my X factors, being that Mike Conley was out. Because he's a small forward that can handle the ball, can shoot, he can play defense, he can also get his teammates involved. So he's been pretty helpful to Utah in helping out their offense, being that second scorer for the Jazz, being that they don't have many shot creators with Bogdanovic opting out. Jordan Clarkson had a good game today, 26 points off the bench, which was huge, and that was kind of he was the X factor today. I mean, he overshadowed Joe Ingles. So, and Murray himself had a quiet game. I feel like Quinn Snyder made a quick switch and putting Royce O'Neal, who's a bigger body, 6'7", 6'8", on Murray, held him to 14 points after he exploded for 36 in game one. So, I think that was a good defensive assignment to put on Murray to kind of slow him down, put a bigger body on him, as opposed to having Donovan Mitchell chase him around screens, and Jordan Clarkson, who's not really that much of a good defender. So that was a big key for me today.
Yeah, and I agree, man. Donovan Mitchell definitely went off in both the games. He's been the biggest person, especially since Mike Conley been gone. So I just feel like it's a series now, man. I thought that Utah really didn't have a chance after Mike Conley went out, but after I seen today's game, I mean, I got to say, Utah is showing me something. So I'm excited to see how that series continue to go. And one thing I noticed, Emmanuel Mudiay, the first game, he only had 1 point in 10 minutes, and then he got 14 minutes the second game. He ended up getting 5 points. I just expected, him to get some more minutes. He's been playing good minutes throughout the year, and then all of a sudden it seemed like, especially with Conley being out, they're not really giving him no time out there. So, salute to Emmanuel. Hopefully he gets some more time so he can have some more production. And Rudy Gobert been playing good too. So, yeah. So, I like that series, man. Anything you want to add, Bo?
Yeah, I just think that Denver didn't come out with the same energy as Utah did tonight. Mm-hmm. Utah seemed like they came out with this is a must-win game from beginning of the game to the end of the game. Jordan Clarkson was like that extra spark that they really needed last game. I think last game he might have went for 18, but tonight to go for 26, 28, that was a little more production for him. Denver didn't really play horrible, but it just didn't have the energy that they needed to have. I know the Joker and Porter both went for 28 apiece, and they still just was not in the game enough to even compete in the last few minutes of the game, in my opinion. I just felt like Utah overall tonight just wanted more, played a little more with heart. I like the penetration I saw with Utah tonight with dishing it off. There was a lot of good open dunks that I seen from just Jordan Clarkson going to the cup and drawing defenders. So in my opinion, I just think Utah looked real good tonight. They played with a lot of energy versus how they played with game one.
All right, we'll move on to the Brooklyn versus Toronto series. The Brooklyn Nets is down 2-0. LeVert, he had a decent game. He had 16, he had 16, but he had 11 assists on 5 for 22. So he had a decent game, but outside of the shooting wise, they was pretty much locking him up. Yep. So and Harris had 14 and 21 for Temple, and Toronto won by 5.
think that's gonna end up in a sweep, man. I mean, Toronto came out, flat-footed and was actually down 10 points in the third quarter, but they battled back, showed the championship medal. I mean, Brooklyn is pretty much a team running off fumes at this point. It's like a car almost on E about to shut off. Like, I mean, they only have LeVert out there who's their only shot creator, but they do have shooters, but those guys can't really create, on their own. I say, I know last episode I couldn't remember the guy's name, but Timothy Luau Cabarro, 26 points in game one, and the kid's been actually playing since the restart. He's been shooting well. He's been penetrating. He's a good 3-and-D player that a lot of people probably don't know his names, including me. But like I say, 26 points in game one. But like I say, I just don't think they have enough to even compete. I mean, they don't have another player to complement Karis LeVert in this series, and the Raptors are too deep. Plus, they have a great coach. And, I mean, that length that they have on the perimeter and down low is just going to be unmatched with only Jared Allen to battle all those guys. So,
yeah, and Kyle Lowry and Van Fleet have both been killing in the perimeter, and they get into the cup at will, basically, and been shooting good from outside. Van Fleet shot 8 for 22 today. But, for the first game, he shot real good. He had 34, I think, in the first game. So yeah, Toronto and Siakam they got a kind of a big three kind of emerging with the two guards and Siakam. So what you got to add, Bo?
I do feel like Brooklyn actually could have won this game tonight if LeVert would have had a decent game. They had a good game from Garrett Temple, man. He had 21 points. A good vet who's just overlooked at times, plays a good defense. Joe Harris had 15 rebounds. And so did Big Allen, the SWAT team. That man had 15 rebounds, 3 or 4 blocks. They had an overall decent game, but their star player just didn't have hit enough shots to actually compete. I feel like Toronto, they did come out flat. They looked like, okay, Brooklyn might steal this game. But I just feel like at the end of the game, Brooklyn just couldn't close. And it was like, well, hell, they just going to get a game to Toronto because Toronto's the better team. But tonight was actually their chance to not get swept. But I think by not winning tonight, they definitely getting swept. I don't see Toronto slacking off these next 2 games after the performance they put on tonight. I'm just looking at, like you said, you had who else put up some decent numbers? Yeah, like I said, Van Fleet led them in scoring tonight, and he didn't even play that good. He shot 8 for 22.
Yeah,
with 24 points in this game. And they still beat y'all. That was the lead. That was their high.
Well, Norman Powell too, though. Norman Powell chipped in with night too, man.
This was their night to steal it, and they didn't do that. Like I said, you had Timothy Carabro. He had a good game tonight, but it just wasn't enough to close the deal.
Yeah, they're running on fumes, man.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it there, man. And so the next game we're gonna talk about, we didn't get to touch on the Clippers versus the Mavericks. So Clippers versus Mavericks, that's probably the biggest series other than the Bucks series and the Lakers series is the Clippers versus Mavs.
Right.
So, yeah, Clippers in game one, just for a quick recap. Game one, the Clippers came out firing and was up 18-2 in like the first 3 minutes of the game. And also Luka ended up having 5 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the game. And then he tweaked his ankle a little bit, went out for a little while, came back in the game. And then the Mavericks kind of made a run while he was out the game. And then so after the run, Luka came back in, and then they was able to have a stable game for the most part. And then Kristoff ended up getting thrown out the game.
Right.
So we'll let you get into that, CD. Go ahead and start.
That was clearly some bull. I mean, the dude literally slightly shoved somebody, and he gets thrown out of the game. Like, I understand, refs want to control the game and, keep the animosity down between 2 teams. But this was no reason to throw the Mavericks' second best player out of game one when they had a lead. They were up 5 points when, Kristoff was out. They were up 71-66. It was like 3 minutes left in the third. And next thing you know, their second best player is thrown out and they end up losing the game. I feel like if the Unicorn plays the rest of that game, the Mavericks are gonna win that game because the Clippers do not have an answer for a guy that's 7'3", that can stretch the floor, that can rebound, that can run the floor, and finish on the inside. Like, I mean, you saw that tonight. He had 23 points, 7 rebounds, along with Luka chipping in. So, I mean, the Clippers don't have an answer for, the Unicorn. All right. So tonight, we saw Kawhi carry the Clippers with 35. PG, who I've been, questionable on, 14 points, 4-17 from the field, just jacking up shots, not playing D. He's supposed to be this two-way player and the second key piece for the Clippers to put them over the top, but I just don't see it.
He still is, but go ahead.
I hear you. Luka, 28, 8, and 7. He was in foul trouble for most of the game. And Trey Burke provided a good spark off the bench with 16 points. I feel like Trey Burke is one of the bigger pickups, for the teams that are in the playoffs that no one's really talking about. And he's been a solid player ever since, he's been getting minutes. I think Rick Carlisle has done a good job as far as putting him in places to succeed where he can, attack the basket. He's also good from three, and he can hit the mid-range too. So I think the Clippers Mavs series is a little bit closer than people think. And just first of all, seedings really don't matter out west. I feel like a lot of these teams are closer, like talent-wise, these teams are closer talent-wise. And you got to throw out the whole, they're 8 seed, 1 seed, 2, 7. I don't really feel like that matters out west. Out east, yes, you can see like the dynamics and see the disparity between the teams. But out west, I think these teams are a lot closer. And, it makes it a little bit tough for predictions. But like I said, it's going to be a dogfight out west. Whoever comes out west is going to be extremely tired. And the person out east is really going to have possibly 2 tough series where any team coming out west is going to play at least 3.
All right, go ahead, Bo.
Well, in my opinion, man, just looking at the games, game 1 and game 2, in my honest opinion, I do feel like Dallas should be up 2-0. I feel like the only reason why Dallas lost that first game is, one, because of Porzingis getting kicked out the game for the technical, but number 2, 11 turnovers for Luka. He had 11 turnovers and they only lost by 8 points. Now, between both teams, Dallas had 21 turnovers compared to the Clippers' 11 turnovers. Everything else, Dallas did better. Their field goals percentage was better. Their three-point percentage was better. Their free throw percentage was better. Their assist was the same. Their rebounders was off by 5. But other than that, they were almost an equal team that whole night. And I will say, even though Porzingis got kicked out the game, they still lost by 8 points. But nobody else really had a big game outside of Luka with his 42. I mean, I think Tim Hardaway Jr. gave you like 18. But when Porzingis went down, he needed to score 20 plus. So I feel like that's the only reason why the Clippers got away with that first win. And as far as tonight, I feel like Dallas jumped on top of them, man, the whole game. Like, from what I've seen the whole game, Dallas looked like they were, not going to say the better team, but the more aggressive team tonight. They had some balanced scoring with Hardaway with 17, Porzingis with 23. Luka still had his 28. But then they had Seth Curry with 15. Like you said, Trey Burke with 16. That's solid numbers. And then they had big man.
Yeah, Boban.
13. Boban, yeah.
13 and 10 minutes, man.
Look at that. They got 6 guys in double digits tonight.
13 and 9 in 10 minutes. That's huge.
Clippers' second best player tonight only had 14, which I'm going to give Paul George his props. He's been playing good all year. But tonight he was a little off. Could have been a little jet lag, a little rusty or something.
Man, he in the bubble. He ain't getting on no plane.
I mean, he could be sleepy, bro.
Yo, man, relax, man. Remember, it's just one game for everybody else, man. Relax on Paul George, bro.
Relax, I do feel like the bubble has made everybody as vulnerable. Anybody can get it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt so much now that the Lakers lost, seeing the Clippers lost to Dallas tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Utah came in, I thought Utah was done. Utah came in and whooped some ass tonight.
Right.
So with that being said, man, I think
it's wide open.
I was surprised.
It's wide open.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
wide.
man.
It's definitely
Especially
wide open.
when you take out fans and travel, and a lot of like these top teams, they feed off their fans and that home court advantage. Like that's what a lot of teams play for to win games. But now that you're on a neutral court, it's just like a big AAU tournament.
And me personally, I think the Lakers' two best players are those type of guys.
Yeah.
I feel like LeBron thrives off of energy from the crowd, and I also feel like Anthony Davis does the same thing.
Yeah, but at the end
That
of
might
the
get
day,
it cut this time.
LeBron and AD have zero excuses. Get the job done.
Right.
Down in the purple and gold, this man behind me wouldn't care if he was playing, on a park in Venice Beach. No fans, little kids, it don't matter. He coming to play.
Right.
Facts.
So get the job done.
Facts, bro. So I agree with a lot of everything y'all was saying. As far as the Clippers and Mavs, y'all touched on, a lot of it. So, my take also to touch on some of the things that maybe y'all didn't touch on. Seth Curry, he's been a big. You did touch on Trey Burke, Seth Curry and Trey Burke together. I feel like they the spark that the Mavericks need, especially against the Clippers. The Clippers have more of a seasoned veteran type of team, and they got some youth, but their perimeter players are kind of 30 years old, type 31 years old. So so it's just kind of hard for them to keep up with them dudes. Luka is more plays a kind of a stylistic. He's a crafty hooper with the ball, but he's not fast or nothing like that. So he's not pushing you up and down the court like the Houston does or something like that. So I feel like when you bring Trey Burke and Seth Curry off the bench, they just quick, fast, and can shoot and get to the lane. Them dudes just bring a different aspect to the game that the Clippers are having a hard time to deal with as of now. I don't agree with y'all as far as that they should be 2-0 right now. I think 1-1 is how it looks like it should be. Paul George did have a bad game. Don't expect that to continue to happen. The Mavericks, just credit to them, they play good defense against Paul George tonight. But Paul George deserves a lot more credit than said be given him. I say because he's been one of the top players in the bubble so far. He's been hooping. He's had one bad game. Just like when you said last podcast, the Lakers lost, and you said it's one game, you're not gonna overreact. So I'm gonna need you to not overreact about Paul George, my guy. So so the Mavericks look good tonight, man. And 11 turnovers, like Boat said on Luka tonight. I'll give him his credit. He only had one turnover. He did protect the ball tonight. So they jumped on the Clippers like they jumped on the Clippers jumped on them the first game. The Clippers came out 18-2, 14-2, 10-0 against them, and that's the same way the Mavericks came out tonight. Was 10-0 off top, and then they was going in as far as just keeping the pressure on them the whole game. And Kristoff, like y'all said, is just there's nothing really you can do with him. Right. Especially when he's out there on the perimeter hitting shots. Like inside the paint, he's a little frail. So, the Clippers have the size for them. But overall, man, I think it's going to be a dope series, and the Clippers have the favorite. They're the favorite, but I just feel like they got their work cut out for sure.
Let me just add this.
Go ahead.
KP ain't even had a good game yet.
Yeah.
Not one of those games that he's capable of having.
Facts.
He just been cruising.
But also, let me add this too, though. Paul George and Kawhi, they also haven't Paul George did good. Kawhi did good tonight. Like he played a really good game tonight, and the first game he had a decent game too. But I'm saying once Paul George and Kawhi really get in their bag and realize, all right, bro, let's get these dudes out of here, like they was doing in the first half of the first game. They just need to put that together. Doc Rivers, I'm calling you out as far as get your team together, bro. You got too much talent for them to be taking Dallas lightly, and that's what it seems like as far as they play. Is they taking them serious for the first quarter, and then they just lagging. And then really in the first quarter, I want to say too, in the first quarter of the first game, Luka was having trouble, and then once they finally took Luka out the game because he tweaked his ankle, the Clippers ended up losing a lot of their lead, and the Mavericks went on the run while Luka was on the bench. So when Luka came back in, it ended up sparking up the rest of the game. But yeah, so all right. But anything y'all got to add, we could just move on from that.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing about Doc Rivers. I like Doc as a coach. I think he's a good coach. But this, to me, is by far one of his most talented teams as far as having interchangeable players. He has 4 players that average over 18 points a game.
Right.
And you're struggling with the Mavericks, who are pretty much a 2-man team with a bunch of role players. Like, you know their main threats. Their main threats are Luka and the Unicorn. You know that. That's
Hold on. Every team is a 2-man team with a bunch of role players, though. My bad, but go ahead.
the Clippers. They got 4 players that average over 18.
They're not just regular role players.
Right.
Lou Williams is a dog.
So you're saying the Mavericks was a 2-man team with a bunch of role players, though.
They are.
I'm just saying that's every team, though, other than the Clippers, bro. Even the Lakers, you can say that about them. But go ahead.
What I started off with was saying that this is Doc's probably most talented team,
That's
having
true.
4 people that average over 18 points a game. He's never had that before.
Okay.
So you got Lou Will and Trez, who are both in 6-man of the year conversation. You got Kawhi and PG, who are top 5 two-way players in the league easily. He's never had that. So you should not be struggling with the Mavericks. With those two you got interchangeable parts. You got Marcus Morris out there going off. You have Zubac, who was gifted to you, who's a good center. You got Reggie Jackson coming off the bench. JaMychal Green, who's a nice role player. You know, Shaman.
Mavericks is loaded too, though, bro.
Yeah.
The Mavericks are loaded, but the Clippers are far more talented team than the Mavericks.
I wouldn't say far more, bro. They more top heavy. But really, Kristoff and Luka are 2 all-stars, right. And Kristoff was a superstar before he got hurt.
But do you have 2 players on the Mavericks that are better than Lou Will and Trez? No, you don't.
Nah, not necessarily.
But you gotta give praise to Rick Carlisle. He's a pretty good coach.
Rick Carlisle is definitely
a good coach for sure.
Great coach.
But Doc is a great coach too, and that's what's gonna prevail in the end. It ain't like because it's 1-1 that the Clippers about to lose all of a sudden. But go ahead.
You're looking a little suspect to me, man. I mean, you got too much talent to not have a game plan to come out like. And the Clippers' biggest issue is consistency. They have all the pieces to be like the best team in the NBA if you look at them from top to bottom. But just consistently, they don't play defense for the entire game. And their offense sometimes is just like a you go, I go, kind of like that old OKC offense when it was Harden, Westbrook, and KD, where it was just your turn, my turn.
It wasn't fluent.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't fluent at all. And like it's almost like Kawhi, you go, PG go the next possession, and
then Lou Will.
I don't know how long that can hold up, man.
It's gonna hold up because they play defense better than anybody. So, but they just play defense when they want to, and as long as they do it when it matters, they'll be all right. Go ahead.
How much they give up tonight? 128 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. They playing some super defense out there.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the 128 points, I just want to say the Lakers gave up. They had 93 points, and Portland normally gives up 126 points, and they gave up 93 to the Lakers. So the Lakers is in big trouble, bro, since we're talking about points. But we can move on to the next topic, bro. I just wanted to add that stat in there because you be acting like you don't see these same stats when it's against the Lakers, my boy.
You got the Lakers hat on now.
Yeah, I'm trolling y'all. Good game last night.
Moving on.
Good game, yeah. Sure. Dame time. So anyways, let's get into the Philly versus Boston series, CD. What you got to say about that, my guy? 2-0 Boston right now.
Let me go and start this one.
Go ahead.
It's over for Philly, bro.
Damn.
Embiid can't do it by himself, bro. Like once the little Joker got hurt, that was it, bro. I mean, he has no other sidekick. I thought Tobias would step his game up. Al Horford, this clown had like 4 points tonight. Yeah. Supposed to be a good vet. He just ready to kid and play, man. I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown is on a tear right now. And Kimber. I mean, they had a good game the first game. I mean, Tatum had 32. Jaylen Brown, 29. Kemba Walker, solid 19. And that was it. Everybody else stats kind of fell down. And the Sixers, you had Embiid for 26. You had Richardson for 18. Tobias Harris for 15.
Hey, don't forget Alex Burks, too. Alex Burks was hooping, too, man.
Yeah, Alex Burks is a good player.
He was 1 for 8 tonight with 2 points.
Right.
18.
Just telling you.
Hey, man, and then once again,
I just don't want to forget
turnovers. Philly had 18 turnovers in the first game. That might have been their game to steal. But with 18 turnovers, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen, bro. And then if you go into tonight, they mocked him. You seen Embiid over there looking at his palms because he already know this shit is over.
Facts.
Look, I'm just going out here to play for my country right now and just say I represent the Sixers. They ain't got a chance, bro.
Yo, Bo, let me add on to something what you're saying real quick. Minus 30 for Thibault with 2 points, a minus 21 on Embiid, a minus 21 on Tobias, plus 28 on Tatum with 33 points tonight, and 20 points for Jaylen Brown on 6-6 from the line, 6 for 13 from the field. Kemba, 22 points on 8 of 16 from the field.
Hey, man, Boston Big Three was on money.
Hayward.
No Gordon.
But, you know.
But Gordon, everybody's kind of already admitted that Gordon kind of doesn't fit necessarily.
He's out the door.
Yeah, so whether he plays or not, they the same team, honestly.
Yeah.
Not to diminish his talent, because I like Gordon. He's fire, but he doesn't fit that squad. I like him to go. Go ahead, Bo.
Send him down to Orlando or somewhere.
San Antonio. I like him San Antonio.
Or
Ooh.
Portland.
He come get Danny Green ass right now if you want. You know.
Nah, nigga, nah.
Come get Danny, bro.
He ain't going to LA, bro. Nah.
Hey, bro, I trade Danny anywhere right now, bro.
He needs to go somewhere where he can get the opportunities that his talent deserves, bro. He's a talented dude, but he needs to get looks, though. If he doesn't get looks, he doesn't get in rhythm, bro. He's that type of player.
Not only does the Celtics play better, and they got a better team, with Ben Simmons being out, in my opinion, he's got the better coach.
Yeah.
Stevens does compared to Brown. There's no comparison, bro.
Right.
It's some money. It's some money in the bag. This shit is over. That boat is sailed off, bro.
Celtics, Dad, what you got to add, bro?
The Celtics have way too much firepower, and Philly is literally running everything out of Embiid, and he's tired. You can see him third, fourth quarter. His hands is on his shorts. He's out of gas.
He's always out of gas every year.
Having to compete with that front line of Philly. You got Thies, you got Canner, then you got Robert Williams coming in, who's a quick athlete, quick ditch athlete, 6'11", and Embiid, he just can't keep up, man. I mean, you're asking a lot of a guy that is already pretty much injury prone, but I mean he can put up numbers when healthy. But, I mean, that's asking him a lot to bang with those guys all game, run the floor, block shots, protect the rim, plus we need 30 from you. I mean, I just think it's like a mountain that he can never climb, especially when you got so much firepower in Jason Tatum, who's emerged as one of the, better all-stars this year. Jaylen Brown. I mean, you got Kemba Walker, who's finally got his legs underneath him. I mean, yeah, it's a wrap, man.
All right, man, we're going to leave that there, family. The last topic we're going to talk about today is the Lakers and the Bucks, both number one seeds, down 0-1 against the Orlando Magic and the Portland Trail Blazers. We're going to talk about who's in the most trouble, because they both in trouble right now. And let me start off with that if y'all don't mind. My pick is Lake Show. Lake Show in the most trouble. I start off why the Bucks is not in the most trouble, because I feel like they just came out not expecting Orlando to punch them in the mouth like that. And I feel like they gonna get their stuff together now after they done seen what Orlando's not coming to play with them. They're not here in the bubble just to lay down. Augustine went off on them, had 30 plus points and like a 9-10 assists on them. So like said Ross went off on them. So yeah, I feel like the Bucks just realized they're not about to play. And Chris Middleton had a terrible game. He disappointed me in the first game. So if he don't come to play, then yeah, they're gonna be in trouble. But I expect him to play like the All-Star he been and come with it this next series. I mean this next game. And the Lakers, The only reason I feel like they in more trouble than the Bucks is because the Lakers they just didn't look like the better team the first game. Like, I know that the Bucks are the better team, but I don't know that the Lakers are the better team against Portland based on what I just seen. Now, based upon what I saw in the regular season, I could say that for sure, obviously. But now that Nurkic is playing as good as he's playing, CJ McCollum is seeming like he's on another level right now. He's trying to be on Dame level or something, but that guy is going off, especially in the fourth quarter. When Dame has got double teams on him, CJ is like, bro, don't worry, I got this. So CJ been making me like feel like Portland is just something like, who's gonna guard him? Y'all been talking all this about Danny Green. Danny Green is literally starting, and I don't remember how many minutes he played, but he played a lot of minutes. And CJ McCollum is gonna cook him every single time. And y'all want to bring Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith off the bench, but I feel like that's gonna get them cooked immediately, especially they ain't been playing. So put them out there against one of the two top perimeter players right now. They're gonna get cooked. So the Lakers to me are the team that's in the most trouble, and it's no question to me. Go ahead, whoever want to go.
My thing with that is, like, you bring up, Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith. Yeah, we didn't play them. But my thing is, Danny Green is not really an offensive threat unless someone is setting him up. Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith both can at least put the ball on the ground, and you have to guard them from three. And they're streak shooters, but at least both of them will at least attack on D and make C.J. McCollum play D. C.J. McCollum pretty much took the night off with having to guard Danny Green, the entire game, because Danny Green stands in the corner. If he's not making shots, he only takes threes. He doesn't take anything inside the three-point line. It's almost like
when he's making them, he can make 5 in a row.
He should make them. He's shooting wide open. Nobody is game planning for Danny Green. You have to knock them shots down when you're shooting wide open, uncontested shots in a gym, and you're a professional. You're making $15 million a year. You're supposed to knock those down.
Right.
Point blank period.
Deion Waiters is not going to knock those down. J.R. Smith's been on the bench, and he didn't play all year. He's not going to knock those down. Go ahead, Bo. And then let Bo.
Waiters is guaranteed to give you 14 points.
Right. He at least going to go to the cup.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, bro.
He'll go to the cup. In 29 minutes, Deion will get you at least double digits.
He should not be playing 29 minutes. He's going to get his ass busted, and Dame is going to have 50.
Danny Green should not be playing 29, 30 minutes at all.
None of them should be playing 29 minutes. Neither should Caruso. Y'all in trouble, bro. This is why you can't pick them to be the champions, bro. You got all these players that you're trying to argue should be in the game, and none of them should be in the game.
Lakers.
I'm going to still ride with my Lakers, so that's who I started with. Right. I'm loyal to the soil.
But ain't you shook right now?
I'm worried. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to see if you were going to say that.
Strong word.
Yeah.
I'm definitely worried. But let me just say this. I'm more worried about the Lakers than I am the Bucks. The Bucks lost to Orlando. I'm not expecting Orlando to win 2 big boy games. Maybe they squeeze a hair of an ass, one more win out of somewhere. But when I look at the Lakers, they going up against a wolf in sheep clothing. These boys, the damn Portland Trailblazers are really a 3rd seed team. They just happen to fall to the 8th seed. Let's just be honest and keep it frank. It don't matter who they was going against right now. They would be on the Clippers' neck right now. Don't matter who they going against. They got all the momentum. In the bubble, they've been the best team in the bubble, period. And they probably stay healthy, man. They doing exactly what people thought they were going to do. They got a top 5 player on that team. They got a top 15 player on that team. And they probably got a top 5 defensive rebounding and block shots in Whiteside, center in the league defensively.
In the league in block shots, he's number 1 in the
league. Well, I'm just saying defensively. It's a couple other guys
behind Drummond, I believe.
You got Drummond, you got Embiid, you got a couple other guys. I feel they could do the same thing as him, but he's definitely a top 5 defensive center in the league.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And then you got Nurkic, probably one of the most versatile bigs in the league. If Nurkic ain't on your top, he might not be top 5, but he's in the cusp of 6 and 10. Yeah, that's all on one team. And then you got an old vet like Melo and a young coming guy like Gary Trent Jr. The Portland Trailblazers are scary, man. I think the Lakers
Everything you said, man, you should have went ahead and picked them Blazers to get the W in the series, man.
It's a must win tomorrow.
We're not doing
must win.
Must win.
I wish I could say it was a must win, but I don't think it's a must win just because it ain't no fans, bro. It ain't really the momentum ain't took like that.
You don't want to go down 2-0 today.
If you go you shouldn't go down 2-0 being the number 1 seed, period.
I'm gonna tell you
in the first round.
This LeBron being the GOAT and all that stuff that these clowns be saying.
That shit out of here.
If you go out first round, like Paul Pierce said, you are excluded from that conversation.
Bro, he's excluded now. I don't give a shit what
nobody excluded said. With all them damn finals losses.
You excluded. Bro. Yeah, you got 6 finals losses, and you got you did not make the playoffs in the first year that you went to the Western Conference, bro. I don't give a shit if you miss 18 out of 82 games. That's 82 games, and the Clippers made the playoffs with Lou Williams leading the fucking team. So I don't want to hear that shit. LeBron should have still took them to the playoffs last year, first year in the West, and he didn't. I don't want to hear that GOAT shit no more. Stop the stupid shit. All you new fans is the only one saying that dumb shit. And it's people that don't really play basketball. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't play basketball. Y'all think LeBron is the GOAT. Or you don't really watch basketball.
I'm going to say it again tonight.
Fuck
Rondo can't shoot the 3. He's not going to be a threat offensively. But I would like to see Rondo out there for his leadership.
He's going to play tomorrow.
He's going to be able to drive, penetrate, and kick it. He's another LeBron out there who should be doing that. LeBron's big ass should be doing something else. But I think if he plays tomorrow, I think just the energy alone will give us a win. And I will say one thing, too. If you watch the Lakers all year, Rondo makes Kyle Kuzma better. When they're on the court together, Kuz looks better because he got somebody who can give him the damn ball. You get a hot man the ball. At the end of the game yesterday, LeBron James passed the ball to Alex Caruso when Kyle Kuzma was wide the fuck open. But he's supposed to – his IQ is supposed to be shit the highest the league has ever seen since Magic Johnson. Then you should know in crunch time, Alex Caruso shouldn't touch the ball unless he's taking the bitch out. That's the only way. He shouldn't even be on the court. And I got to say one thing. Antoine Walker was right when he said, Vogel cannot play favorites. This is the damn playoffs. You play the better players. Right now, J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters are better than Danny Green.
Then put Dwight in the starting lineup over JaVale McGee.
Yeah, they take JaVale don't play but a half anyway.
Said you don't like JaVale. You said JaVale shouldn't lose the starting spot. How you feel, bro? Still feel that way?
I just think if you done played most of these games during the season, we have a good balance as far as like how they run a center rotation. In D12, I said just play, give JaVale the honorary starter position, whatever. He can play, but give D12 the bulk of the minutes, the starter minutes, because D12 is far more effective defensively.
It's an honorary, though. He's not better than him at this point, bro. Like, we thought JaVale was better, but you just not better than him, yo. You're not producing more. So ain't no honorary. Get his ass on the bench, man. He's a grown man.
When you think about it.
You realize Dwight Howard did average like 18 and 10 last year.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying when did JaVale do that? When did JaVale do that?
You have so if you make that argument, like, you know, Dwight should start over JaVale, of course he's better. Well, hell, Kuz should be starting over Danny Green. Kuz has been better than Danny Green all damn year.
Yes, but Kuz is not a fucking 2 guard. Sid, stop saying that, Sid.
Danny Green is pretty much playing the 3 players.
I'm gonna agree with Sid on one thing. I personally don't think Kyle Kuzma has a position.
Play him at power on defense, that man has 0 position. He's barbecue chicken, bro. You can't just keep throwing him everywhere, talking about put him in for somebody. That's why he come off the bench, because he's a liability. The game going to start off 10-0 because he's going to get cooked.
Liability, Jimmy.
So is Kyle. Danny is not a liability. At least Kyle can hit wide open. I mean, at least Danny is a 3-point shooter. What is Kyle Kuzma's specialty?
He take somebody off the dribble and hit the mid-range. He can go to the cup.
Is that his specialty?
He can put the ball on the ground. Danny Green cannot do nothing that Kyle Kuzma.
You don't need – listen, all right, Sid, let me get to this point, bro. You have LeBron James at the point. So stop talking to me about dudes that can put the ball on the ground. You need Danny Green. This is what the people before the year started. Don't cut me off. Before the year started, they said we need shooters surrounded by LeBron. He needs J.R. Smith type of players, Danny Green type of players, Kyle Korver type of players. That's what LeBron thrives under. So stop saying he needs all these people off the dribble because he don't let these people dribble, bro. So you trying to put Dion and all these dudes in who ain't gonna get to touch the ball or move the ball. And even with Pat, you want Rondo. You want Rondo in there. Rondo should come in when LeBron goes to the bench. But other than that, if him and LeBron can't play together, they can't.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If Rondo's in the game, bro, he ain't bringing the ball up.
Nope.
Yeah, and then LeBron is now uncomfortable.
No, LeBron needs to be at the mid post, right at the elbow.
He don't like that. It's been 15, 17 years. He don't like that. Go ahead.
But also in an easier position to attack the basket. That's what LeBron has to do in this second game. And Anthony Davis too, man. A lot of people are going to pick up that stat sheet or go on ESPN.com. Oh, AD had 28 and 16. But AD was a no-show in the second half.
And him and LeBron both took 20-plus shots and had 20 points, yo. They didn't. Yeah. They both didn't have an efficient.
Both of them need 30.
Yeah.
30 plus.
And both of them, we didn't mention this on the first game, too. Yo, AD and LeBron, both of y'all missed 2 huge free throws in the midst of the end of the game.
In the fourth quarter.
You don't get no excuse for that. In the fourth quarter, I don't remember how much time was left. LeBron's was like under 2 minutes, under 1 minute. Yeah. The game was on the line, and y'all both went over on 2 trips to the line, yo. Unacceptable from 2 super-duper stars, top 5 players, bro. Anthony Davis looking like he about to get up out of there this summer, or this winter now that the league done changed. But what else y'all got to add, family? We can get up out of here.
Well, I'm going to add this to it. I know said that Danny Green don't put the ball down at all. He just corner threes all night, right? I had to do a little research myself.
Okay.
This mofo ain't shot but 48 fucking free throws all year.
Right.
48 free throws. I let you know he don't do shit when it comes to going to the cup.
That's true, but you don't need that. Go ahead.
Kyle Kuzma, 155 free throw attempts this year.
Right.
Compared to 48.
Right.
But so y'all like Frank Vogel so much, so why is Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench then?
I don't know, Jimmy. That's what I've been saying.
But I'm telling you, it's because Danny Green is a 3-point specialist, and that's what you need in the game next to LeBron, family, not Kyle Kuzma, who's jacking up inconsistent shots.
No, you need Kuz out there because Kuz is going to attack no matter who's on the floor.
He's going to get his ass busted no matter who's on the floor.
What is Danny Green doing?
At least when you see Danny Green, you're like, oh, yeah, this guy been to a defensive team before. What the hell is Kyle Kuzma? If I see Kyle Kuzma, I will bust Kyle Kuzma ass. And I will play professional basketball, bro. Go ahead.
Danny Green has been a human turnstile all year for the Lakers. He is not a defensive.
What is Kyle?
Kuzma is at least attempting D. You saw that last night. He grabbed 8 rebounds, had a block shot, had 14 points, but yet Danny Green is getting more minutes than him. Which is absurd.
It's because LeBron wants Danny Green next to him to shoot wide open shots, bro. That's why.
Well, LeBron better go to Academy Sports and go get a Zebco fishing rod because that's what he's gonna be doing if he wants Danny Green out there playing more than Kyle Kuzma.
Hey, LeBron, they got fishing rods on Amazon. All the fucking major websites, my guy. If you want to go out and get them.
If you need some.
He can get that bitch with iBall engraved.
You feel me?
And take AD with him.
Right. Because that's where the Lakers going if you don't get Kyle Kuzma more opportunities to score the basketball. We don't have
I don't agree with y'all as far as if the Lakers lose the game 2, it's not over, fam. It's not over if they go down 2-0, bro. It's not over. There's no fans, so it's not over. It's not like the momentum is just crazy. But you shouldn't go down 2-0 to an 8 seed ever. You got the 2 of the top 5 players. And I already picked the Blazers to win for a reason, bro, because I don't trust them dudes. But go ahead.
The eighth seed, all that, like I said earlier in this show, seedings do not matter out west.
That shit matters, Sid.
No, it doesn't.
The Lakers have 2 top 5 players and nobody else does. So how does that not matter?
Because Portland has probably right now the best player on the planet in Damian Lillard. He's playing the best ball in
He ain't the best player on the planet, bro. He's
right
playing.
now.
He's playing great, but he's not the best
planet.
player on the planet, bro.
Right now in the NBA restart on everybody's Samsung, LG, Toshiba TVs, Damian Lillard is the best player on the planet right.
He's playing the best basketball. I'll give you that. He's not
He's
the best
going
player. He ain't surpassed everybody because he's having a few good games, fam. Relax.
Not a few good games. He's had more than a few.
All right, fam. So the playoffs have to continue, and when it's
Right.
over with, then you could tell me, all right, Dame is the best player. Then I'll give it to you.
Is he the
Till
most
then,
clutch player?
Is he the
I'll
what?
give you, yeah, definitely.
Most clutch.
Yes.
Definitely.
Right.
But he's not the best player because he's been having a good 9 game
the best
stretch.
player in the bubble
Relax.
at this moment.
Who's playing better than Damian Lillard right now?
Nobody right now.
Thank
But
you.
he is not the best overall player in the world yet. Relax.
Right now, yes, he is. Since this restart, yes, he is. The
Relax,
dude
my
is on
boy.
an absolute tear.
He's on a tear, but it's an 8-game tear. Relax. And I like Dame, boy. I picked him to beat y'all ass, so don't get me wrong. I like him. But he's not better than Kawhi and KD and all these dudes because he had 9 good games. Relax.
Oh, by the way, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
CJ been doing what CJ always been doing.
Right.
Facts. He don't get
I
enough
don't think
credit.
he's done anything new, in my opinion.
Facts. He don't get enough credit.
He don't. He's probably that top 10 shooting guard in the league. Probably
Definitely top 10, top 5. Top 5.
shooting guards. I don't. Well,
You're not top 5? Let's talk about it. We can talk about that right now. James Harden, Klay Thompson,
two.
Bradley Beal is better than
Bradley Beal, and then CJ. We out here. That's it. Who you got? Who else you got?
Would you classify
Devin Booker
Devin
and
Booker,
CJ.
CJ?
CJ, top
Would you
5.
put Paul George as a shooting guard?
He's a 2. He plays the 2, but he's a 3. Come on, we know he's a 3.
Middleton? Is Middleton better than CJ?
He's a 3.
What about Jimmy Butler?
He's a 3.
What about DeMar DeRozan?
Oladipo's a 2, but I give him a number 6 after CJ.
DeMar DeRozan.
DeRozan, I give him number 7 after Oladipo.
Okay.
Who else?
Who else we got?
And CJ's number 5. I give him back, bro. He's definitely top 10.
I don't think he's number 5, man.
You
What
bugging,
about
man.
Tatum? I mean, what position is Tatum?
Tatum's a small forward. We know this. Jaylen Brown's the 2. And Jaylen Brown's not better than CJ McCollum yet. I'm sorry. He played the defense, but overall player, I'm taking CJ. Sorry.
Okay, so I guess we can't.
Maybe next year though. But yeah, man, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate y'all watching, man. Salute. We're gonna be out here probably every night, man. So just keep it locked in, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. You're gonna hit the notification. We really dropping every morning, man. We trying to come, early. And yeah. So anything I want to add, we out here.
Good, man.
iBall Network Podcast, man. Appreciate the love, man. Salute. We out.